So, I don't know if I'm making a TikTok out of this or what. I need to get my jacket. My showing for Five Nights at Freddy's is in 23 minutes, and I need to go. Okay, we are on the way. I was looking for a Five Nights at Freddy's Steve shirt, but I could not find one. So, yeah, we just got a normal black shirt. We are a bit late. We just, yeah, fun. Bro. That was interesting. I'll give you all my thoughts whenever I get home. I just got out watching a movie. Peak. Okay. I have collected my thoughts a little bit, and, it's a jungle. I've talked with people I watched with it, aka my mother, and I've watched a few reviews on the movie, and I saw a few reviews before the movie came out, so I kind of tempered my expectations to the level that they were at. I expected a decent movie, probably not great, but Five Nights at Freddy's fans will love it. And that's exactly what I got, and exactly what I wanted from this film. This is a spoiler review. I'm not even gonna try to, like I said, I don't like trying to, jumble my thoughts into a non-spoiler fashion. Spoilers everywhere. This movie is a thing. It's a thing. I would not say it's forgettable. It is very unforgettable for fans. My mom will forget we watched this movie tomorrow. She won't, but just okay. Let's just talk about it. How is this movie as a movie? It's not. You have to realize a lot of people really need to temper their expectations for this. No offense to Blumhouse, they do not have the greatest track record. They have some really good movies, but they also have some really big missteps, and I'm not going to say this is one. This is not a Blumhouse misstep. I can't say it is. But somebody who's not a fan, won't get these references that are in it, can say it. It probably could say that. A lot of the references in there are deep cut, and a lot of people won't get. Like the rainbow from Chica's Party World in FNAF World was in this game, bro. Like, nobody will understand what that is except for the fans who, okay. My mom went into this, and I said, we might actually have some trouble getting seats. We had to sit at the very bottom of the row, because we couldn't see where the thing is. We got seats at the top, so I just sit in the bottom because we couldn't see anything, because the movie had started at this point. We were really late, and the previews were over, and the movie had started at that point. But, and the theater was packed. Like, I told my mom before this, she said, there's not going to be much people, we're not going to have trouble finding a seat, the theater's going to be pretty much empty. Almost every seat was taken. And the two pairs, there was only one two pair that wasn't at the very bottom. There was so many people in that theater, which really heightened my experience. Because I was scared, because you have to understand the type of FNAF fans that were in that theater. There was a girl in a dress that had the Let's Eat bib on it. Like, it was scary. But, they were really cool. And they laughed and they got hype at the moments that you should have got hyped at, but they weren't at every little moment like I was. And, man, I was doing that. The opening credits, I'll wait for the cameo part for that one, because there's two cameos we need to talk about, really. Cameos were so good. They were so well handled. One of them, which was my favorite in the movie, felt like, oh yeah, obviously, Corey. We're just gonna get into it. Corey was in the trailers. This isn't really a spoiler anyway, because Corey was in the trailers. I'm so mad that they showed this in the trailer. I feel like they thought, oh, people aren't going to watch this movie if Corey, if they don't know Corey's in it, if they saved the reveal for the movie and just left it at, oh, it was a scene in one of those deleted trailers, it would have been so much better. That's just me. Story does feel a bit rushed. It has that Mario movie kind of charm where there's one part of the movie, it's the 80s flashback. That's the thing I'm also pretty disappointed by, was they hyped this up saying that there was going to be a bunch of flashbacks and stuff. There was not. There was one flashback that was repeated like 7 times, dude. Like, I get it in a story context, but it was so boring in those moments. I mean, like, yeah, I got chills whenever they said they needed Abby, but that is it, bro. It was so boring, and for me to say that, somebody who's really positive about movies, you know, it was really boring. There was a point halfway through the movie where I was like, oh, it's about to go down, and my mom said, good, because I'm so bored. And obviously, yeah, she's my mom. Of course she's bored, but that also showed me, yeah, no, people, my mom turned to me after this movie was over. I said, I loved it. I loved it. It was amazing. It was great to me. She said, that may most likely be the worst movie I have ever seen. And I was like, okay, Mom. Get it. But, yeah. And that really opened my eyes to say, like, oh, wow, wait, this is actually really bad. For people who don't like this franchise, for people who don't know these characters. Matthew Lillard as Spring Bonnie disappointed me. Bro, that was the one selling point for a lot of people that aren't fans of this franchise, was Matthew Lillard, and it disappointed me. Me, as a person. The reason it disappointed me was he's only in there for like 4 minutes, dude. As Spring Bonnie, he is only in there for like 5 minutes. At the time that he is in there, great, incredible. Matthew Lillard did an amazing performance. But I am kind of mad that they made the reveal that he was the guy. Which one? My mom, I'm talking about my mom a lot, my bad. But she said, like, I could see the villain coming from, like, a mile away. Like, 9 seconds into the movie. I was like, okay, yeah. But, yeah, it's really obvious, which, for FNAF fans, that is obvious. But they treated it as a huge reveal, and it really wasn't that, for a lot of people. Which was disappointing to me, but that's not why he's disappointing to me. The reason that it's disappointing to me in William Afton is, once again, he's only in there for a few minutes. And there's this thing. I didn't even think about this while I was watching the movie, because I was just, oh my god, this is happening, Five Nights at Freddy's is cool. They didn't explain why William is evil, which I really hope there's going to be a sequel. There was the FNAF 3 talking, which made me mad, because a lot of the people in the theater while that was happening was like, what does that smell? What does that spell? What does that spell? And I was just sitting there like, these idiots, dude. Like, how are you going to wear a It's Me dress to a Five Nights at Freddy's movie and not know the FNAF 3 talking, bro? I actually said that, but I'm being for real. It doesn't matter. Oh, yeah, Balloon Boy's in the movie. That was cool. That scared me. Sucks that it was just like a gag. It was kind of like a Family Guy cutaway gag, if that makes sense. To me, personally, whenever I see it, I was like, ha, it's Balloon Boy. Cool. But it didn't really like, wow, that's so cool. While everybody in my theater this was the one point where everybody was like, for no reason. And yeah. Okay, huge spoiler. All this is spoilery, but if you don't want to be spoiled for the biggest cameo in this movie, then click off. Matthew Patrick himself is in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and oh my god! Okay, one, the scene that they actually showed him was incredible because the restaurant he was in was called Sparky's. Actually, that's another really cool part of the movie. Oh my god, I'm noticing this movie is really good. Sparky the dog, which is the fan-made animatronic that everybody thought was real, is in the Parts and Service movie. I mean, Parts and Service thing. And it isn't even that big of like that's an Easter egg in the back. No, it shows it fully. They had balls to do that. I was so happy. And, the book that Mike has, I don't know if this is a reference, but if it isn't, it's a coincidence, a huge coincidence. But the book that they have is called Dream Theory. I'm not going to say that it's meant to be the FNAF 4 Dream Theory, but that's what I automatically thought, and I was like, in the thing. The second, okay, so you have to understand, whenever I first saw the white boy with skates taking their order, I didn't know it was Matt Pat, but I heard somebody, just one person, nobody else noticed, I heard somebody, oh, in the background. I was like, okay, who's this? What is this? Is this? And then they showed his face, and I literally was screaming, because I think he said that he wasn't in the movie, which stunk. I was really sad that he was not in the movie. I mean, I would have been really sad if he wasn't in the movie, because it's such a good fit. Matthew is an actor. He is a theater kid. He is an actor. He knows what he's doing. It, reminds me of whenever he was the purple guy in, nobody will know this, bro. Like, it reminds me of when he was the purple guy in the FNAF musical that, Random Encounters made. That was cool. That was really cool. They played the Living Tombstone Five Nights at Freddy's song. Everybody expected it, but that was the credit song. That was super cool. I was waiting for the credit song. I'm really disappointed with the credits because I feel like they could have done some really cool stuff with the end credits, but they didn't. They just did like some pictures scrolling down, but whatever. That's fine. That's just me. They also played the music box from FNAF 2, which is also pretty cool. Disappointing that they didn't show anything from FNAF 2. That disappointed me. A lot, actually. They said there was going to be a bunch of flashbacks in the movie, and I took that as, oh, we're going to locations, we're going to see William Afton do the things, and we didn't see that. We just saw, like I said, that one flashback over and over and over and over again, and that was kind of lame. It's also not specifically stated what time period this is. My mom, looked at, once again, my mom looked at me in the middle of the movie and said, when does this movie take place? I was like, I think it was the mid-2000s. This also has the horror movie syndrome of this guy got his leg bitten by a cupcake. How is he still walking? That type of thing. I was alright with it. The kills in the movie, before we get into my number one problem with the movie, the kills in the movie were decent. There was one kill in the movie, the Max kill. Oh, that was good. That was the best kill in the movie, where it got, tossed up and... That was cool. That was cool. That was a really cool kill. The rest, Hank's kill was decent. I mean, no, actually it wasn't. What am I talking about? He just, got the hand on the mirror thing. That was lame. The one guy's kill, the midnight motorist shirt guy, that was pretty cool. I don't know if Vanessa died. She got stabbed. I remember that. But whenever we actually saw them, whenever we saw Max's head poking out of one of the animatronics, that was really cool. That was really freaking cool. But, yeah. My number one problem with this movie, I loved it. It was great, in my opinion. I know people outside of the fandom won't like it, but in my opinion, the number one sin in this movie, and this isn't a joke, this made me mad. Okay, you have to understand. A little bit of backstory. This happened about 5 hours before I watched this movie. I saw the scene where they were building the fort, and my friend Caleb, he was on TikTok, and he saw that scene, and he said, I really hope this is fake. I really hope this is freaking fake. He showed me the scene. I looked away, but he told me what happened. He said, like, they're help setting up chairs and stuff. And I was like, what? Like, that's fake. It's gotta be. And it was the fort scene. I figured out. That made me so mad. It made me so mad that was what happened. I get that they turned in the end, but oh my god, these animatronics, like, aren't supposed to be nice. They're supposed to be murder machines, dude, and seeing them just play with Abby, that was so lame to me. Even when they turned evil at the end, I had no worry, because I knew, like, when the trailers came out, and I knew that everybody was going to be okay in the end, but I just knew that they weren't going to kill Abby. I really wish that was what happened. I really wish, and this might sound terrible, I really wish that Foxy got his hands on Abby. That would have been like a huge third act thing, but they didn't do that, and that was kind of lame to me. Whatever. I shouldn't be mad that a kid didn't die. That's not cool with me, but you're talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, so I don't know. I guess I should probably wrap my thoughts up in a neat little bow. This movie. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna make this quick because I'm running out of storage, and I gotta edit this video anyway. Wrap my things in a little bow. The movie was good for a fan like me. Is it worth the 6-year wait? The 8-year wait we waited for it? No. That makes me so mad to say. If it was like a 5-year, 5 to 3-year wait, it would have been worth it. But 8 years we waited for this movie, and we got something that isn't amazing like we hoped it was gonna be. I think a lot of people have been saying, I think a lot of people have been harsh on it. I mean, I don't know what a lot of people expected from it. I think a lot of people got their hopes too high for it, but it disappointed me, honestly, which sucks to say. But I'm still giving it a 7 out of 10, dude. That movie, it disappointed me, but that does not mean I didn't love it, if that makes sense. I loved it with all of my heart. It's been a movie that I've been waiting for forever, and I'm so passionate about this fan base. I got the Five Nights at Freddy Funko Pop sideways over there, bro. Like, I love Five Nights at Freddy's. It's just not what I wanted it to be. And after sitting on it for a little bit, sitting on my thoughts, I watched it about an hour ago. Sitting on my thoughts for a little bit, I think the number one takeaway I have from this movie is a movie does not have to be good for me to like it. For me, it's a 7 out of 10. If I'm rating it on a scale for how a newcomer to this series would enjoy it, I'd give it a 5. That hurts me. Actually, no. Heck no. I'm giving it a 5. I give it a 8. Like an 8 or a 7. A 7 or 8. I loved it. It was so good. Honestly, it was disappointing, but it was everything I wanted and expected it to be. I just really hope they greenlight a sequel. That's my hope. That's my takeaway from this. I really hope they greenlight a sequel and they take away the what they used to take away some of the feedback that they get from this movie and make an amazing sequel that has more of Matthew Lillard in it, and I hope Emma Tammy is there to direct it. I don't really blame Emma Tammy. It's just the fact that this franchise is becoming more kid oriented. Like, that was that's what they said. They blatantly said this. The only reason the movie's PG-13 is because so kids can watch it, pretty much. So it's a kid-oriented franchise now, and as much as Ruin fixed some of it, it's never not going to be that way. Five Nights at Freddy's has moved on to a new era, and we're going to have to keep up with it. Whenever this movie is good, it is one of my favorite movies of this year. Whenever this movie is bad, however, it is one of the biggest jumbled messes ever. But it is a beautiful jumbled mess, and I will rewatch it every Halloween. Probably rewatch it this Halloween. Like in a few days, I'll get Peacock and rewatch the movie. But that's my thoughts. This video was not scripted at all, and probably pretty poor. You listen to a guy ramble on about Five Nights at Freddy's for 20 minutes, or not a guy, a kid ramble on about Five Nights at Freddy's for 20 minutes. Hope you have a great day, and I will see y'all guys next time. I'm not doing that ever again. That was so cringy, bro. I'm out. Bye. Bye.